Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television. We're coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. A two-story building has collapsed on Amusu Street in Orile Igomu area of Lagos State. The incident happened early hours of today. The building caved in as residents nearby scampered for safety. Head of Public Affairs Unit of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, Nosa Okumbo, has confirmed that there was no casualty in the building collapse. Over the years, millions of Nigerian children have been denied access to basic education, despite attempts to take more children off the streets to the classrooms. Hundreds of school-age children, especially girls, are still roaming in the streets. From Kano, Global Television's correspondent Idris Jibrin takes a look at girl education in a state where basic education is supposed to be free.
15-year-old Khadija Ahmed is working to support her family. Like her mother, she dropped out of school due to lack of fund, effectively ending her dream of becoming a doctor. I started going to school, but unfortunately, I have to drop out in order to support my family. This is happening in a state where basic education is supposed to be free and compulsory. Experts say lack of access caused by poor government spending, shortage of political will and poverty are partly responsible. But there is even more bigger problem.
Majority of our girls have problem of access, most especially in the rural area and hard to reach. You can see which we are calling always is this issue of closure of all boarding schools by the last administration of Kano State, which may be due to insecurity, as they said, but it has largely affected access.
In the midst of these disturbing challenges, there seems to be pocket of success stories in Kano State.
As far as Kano State is concerned, there is change and increase in enrollment for the girl child. The concern is completion and mainstreaming.
This is one of the basic schools in Kano State. The facilities here are very good by the state standard. A place where children like Khadija who want to start building their dream can actually learn something better. But the reality in many parts of Kano is this. Girls from rural areas storm the city to work on daily basis. For them, it's a way of life. Khadija still hopes to become a doctor one day. But unless authorities remain committed to providing quality education, the future of Nigeria's education sector may likely continue to remain bleak. And Khadija's dream will remain what it is, just a dream, nothing more. From Kano, Idris Jibrin, reporting for Global Television News.
In another development, Vice President Kashim Shettima has called for a return to traditional family values as solution to the country's social and economic challenges. Speaking at the Muslim Family Summit in Abuja, Shettima was said to have emphasized the urgent need to reinforce traditional family structures as a grassroots approach to addressing Nigeria's pressing issues. The federal government says it is reviewing the country's intellectual property policy due to the need to empower creators, protect the country's cultural heritage, and drive innovation across the board. The Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, made this known in Abuja during an engagement with stakeholders alongside the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Doris Uzoka-Anite. Intellectual property, popularly referred to as IP, is a category of property that includes intangible creations of the human intellect. There are many types of intellectual properties, and some countries recognize more than others. The best-known types are patents, copyrights, trademarks, and trade secrets. The Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, has declared that the agency is not in charge of the number of staff to be promoted in the agency. Adeyeye disclosed this while reacting to the ongoing indefinite strike embarked on by the Senior Staff Association of Statutory Corporations and Government-Owned Companies, an affiliate of the Trade Union Congress representing employees of NAFDAC due to unresolved promotion controversies and welfare concerns. The aggrieved workers expressed that their grievances had not been addressed, prompting drastic actions. Barely 1 month to the governorship election in Ondo State, the Independent National Electoral Commission has begun a 3-day training session for some security personnel of the off-cycle poll. The trainees include the men of the State Police Command, the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Air Force, the Federal Road Safety Corps, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, the Nigerian Immigration Service, and the Nigerian Customs Service. Speaking at the opening of the training in Akure, the state capital, the National Commissioner and Chairman, Board of Electoral Institute, Professor Abdullahi Zuru, says the training was necessary for the Commission to collaborate with security agencies in ensuring the safeguarding of voters and their votes. Ahead of the governorship election in Ondo State, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has announced that the collection of the permanent voters card by registered voters will commence on Thursday, October 17, 2024. The INEC National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Sam Olumeku, announced this in a statement. According to him, a total number of 89,777 new PVCs were printed and delivered to INEC's state office in Akure. The Ondo governorship election is scheduled for November 16, 2024. The Secretary to the Ogun State Government, Talabi Olatokunbo, has denied involvement in the arrest of the All Progressives Congress Youth Leader for Ijebu-Ode local government and a member of National Union of Road Transport Workers, Babatunde Aremu. Aremu was picked up by the operatives of the Department of State Services in Ijebu-Ode on alleged account of planning to stage a protest over the crisis rocking the National Union of Road Transport Workers in the state. Ogun State All Progressives Congress Youth Leaders Forum has condemned the killing of Adeleke Adeyinka, the councillorship candidate for Abeokuta South local government in the forthcoming November 16th local government elections in the state. Adeyinka was killed by some assailants suspected to be cultists at Jide Jones area, Oke Ilewo, Abeokuta, the state's capital. The gunmen were said to have come in a tinted car, after which one of them stepped out of the car and shot the 40-year-old transport union worker at a close range. As the crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party persists, the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum and Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has charged the factional acting national chairman of the party, Umar Damagum, to revert to the status quo. A senior party member informed newsmen that the PDP Governors Forum has called for an emergency meeting to discuss various concerns regarding the party's future. PDP stakeholders are reportedly considering the establishment of a caretaker committee to guide the party towards national convention to elect a new national working committee. The Commissioner of Police, Imo State Command, CP Aboki Danjuma, has ordered the arrest of an officer and his team for extorting money from commercial bus drivers. The command's public relations officer, ASP Henry Okoye, disclosed this in a statement on X. A 15-second video showed the policeman collecting money from commercial bus drivers plying the road. Okoye assured all that he would personally identify these officers and share their details to show that the command has zero tolerance for extortion. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency at the Murtala Muhammed International Airport, Lagos, has arrested a Thailand returnee, Ogwejifo Simon Peter, for importing 13.30 kg of heroin worth 3.192 billion naira. Ogwejifo was arrested while attempting to smuggle out of the airport the drug, concealed in 6 backpacks and packed into 2 big suitcases. According to a statement by the agency's spokesperson, Femi Babafemi, the suspect left Thailand on October 3rd on a Qatar Airways flight and stopped over in Doha, where he spent 2 days before heading to Lagos while his luggage was routed to Accra, Ghana, his original destination. Renowned educationist and the Asiwaju of Oshogbo land, Ajadi Badmus, has died at the age of 83. Badmus died in the early hours of Sunday in Oshogbo, the Osun State capital. In a tribute signed by his spokesman, Olawale Rashid, the state governor, Ademola Adeleke, described Badmus's exit as an unfortunate development at a time Oshogbo is witnessing rapid development in line with the dream of the deceased. Adeleke, who lamented the transition to the eternal glory of Badmus, condoled the Atoja of Oshogbo in council and all Oshogbo sons and daughters of the community over the death of the elder statesman. The public hearing for the Endangered Species Conservation and Protection Bill 2024 has been scheduled to be held in Nigeria's House of Representatives on October 24, 2024, championed by Honorable Tese Ugbo, the Deputy Chairman of the House Committee on Environment. The bill tackles pressing challenges such as illegal wildlife trade, conservation of species, and the decline of Nigeria's precious wildlife and their habitats. You're watching the news cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When News Cycle returns, more stories after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television, bringing you live broadcast of the news cycle. In business, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria says it is set for talks with Dangote Petroleum Refinery between Tuesday and Wednesday to finalize agreements on the cost and lifting of petrol from the plant. It was reported that the Petroleum Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria had been asked by the $20 billion Lekki-based refinery to rescind its request for petrol lifting. This came as Petron expressed optimism that the cost of petrol might reduce in the coming days once the competition in the downstream oil sector sets in fully as marketers load the commodity from the refinery. The National Assembly is considering a bill proposing an increase in the value-added tax from 7.5% to 10% in the executive bill, SIN. The National Assembly intends raising the tax rate to 10% by 2025. The legislature also intends to increase the VAT to 12.5% by 2026 through 2029. India's manufacturing output would increase by 9% if more women join the workforce. The World Bank says this in South Asia Development Update. The global financier also maintained its gross domestic product growth projection for India at 7% in FY25 and 6.7% in FY26. It forecasts growth in South Asia at 6.4% in 2024 on the back of India's strong domestic demand and quicker recoveries in Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Electricity distribution companies in Nigeria have recorded a combined 60.86% quarter-on-quarter decline in meter installation rates in the second quarter of 2024. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission quarterly report says a total of 49,188 meters were installed during the period as against 125,664 meters installed in Q1 2024. On the foreign scene, police say a man with illegal possession of a shotgun and a loaded handgun was arrested at an intersection near Donald Trump's rally in Coachella, California. The 49-year-old suspect, Van Miller, was driving a black SUV when he was stopped at a security checkpoint by officers who located the 2 firearms and a high-capacity magazine. Riverside County Sheriff says Miller was then taken into custody without incident and was later released and told U.S. media he was a Trump supporter who was not planning to harm the Republican presidential candidate. China launched new military drills off the coast of Taiwan in what it described as a punishment for a speech given by its president, William Lai, when he vowed to resist annexation or encroachment upon their sovereignty. China claims the self-governing island of Taiwan as its own, and its president, Xi Jinping, has vowed to retake it by force if necessary. In sports, the Confederation of African Football has expressed deep concern over the troubling ordeal faced by Nigeria's national football team, the Super Eagles, at a Libyan airport. The federation highlighted immediate steps to engage both Libyan and Nigerian authorities following reports that the team and their staff were left stranded under distressing conditions for several hours. The incident is now under investigation by CAF's disciplinary board. This was contained in a statement obtained from CAF website. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has summoned the Libyan charge d'affaires in Nigeria following the maltreatment of the Super Eagles in Libya after their flight was unexpectedly diverted. Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tuger confirmed to State House correspondents that efforts were underway to refuel the plane and expedite the national football team's return to Nigeria. Ambassador Tuger noted the Nigerian authorities have been in direct communication with the Super Eagles, and officials from the Nigerian mission in Libya have been dispatched to provide support to the stranded players and officials. He added that the situation was being treated with urgency. That's it on the news cycle, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and free to air on NigeComSat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.